turned 14, my mama took me on her knee. She said, I know what you've seen in them magazines, but it's time I told you about the birds and the bees. She proceeded to explain the whole darn thing by blowing a puff of smoke through a smoke ring. Well, I never did believe what they said about storks, I just don't see how that whole thing works. But if you find yourself partial to the fable, then explain to me why we all got navels. No one? Prove my point. She said, first comes a baby in the baby carriage, then comes love and sometimes marriage. But if you're patient and you do things right, you might end up with the love of your life. Remember, a girl who smokes is a girl who pokes, but she ain't the kind of girl you bring home to your folks. No, sir. So I said I'd find a girl sitting at the bar, ordered up a drink, I lit up a cigar. I looked around the room at every crumpled up old face. I reckon me and my drink were the only two virgins in the place. Yeah, just me and my Shirley Temple. Well, she gets what she wants with her good looks, but she's just bait without a hook. No man of hers ever sticks around. One bounce on the bed and they fly right out of town. Just what I'm looking for. Well, the girl sat down and made me cackle. I thought to myself, well, those earrings are fishing tackle. She said, do you find something funny? I said, well, of course, lots of things, honey. Like what, for instance, she asked. I don't know. I said, everything, anything. E.E. Cummings. Bill Hicks. That film about the Jamaican bobsled team. What's it called now? Oh yeah, Cool Runnings. For several minutes past, she wasn't paying me no mind, so I figured I'd try some pickup lines. I breathed into my cupped hand, it smelled all right, so I leaned in close and said, give me your number, I'll give you mine. She wrote hers on a napkin, slid it over. 555 55 55. I wrote mine on the back of the receipt. I handed it to her. She looked at the receipt and then looked at me like she was going to tailor me a suit. She said, but all it says is number 1. I said, well, yeah, because that's what I am. Number 1. But she said, that's long distance. Those things never work out. She stormed off. Well, I slapped my head as if I had a big old fly on my forehead. I said, listen, honey, I think we got off on the wrong foot. But I got another one. Another foot. What do you say me and you use that foot and go dancing? She said, I think you ought to take that foot, put it in your mouth. Well, I asked that girl to marry me. She said, you're barking up the wrong family tree. But she invited me back to her apartment. I reckon it was about the size of a glove compartment. Well, she started to undo her lace. She said, I think it's time we took it to second base. I started sweating droplets big as a corn purse. I said, hold on, honey, I never even been to first. For those of you who are familiar with baseball, first is before second. And then there's third after second. And then there's home base. So it's a long way. Never even been to first. And to be honest, well, I never even left the dugout. She kicked me out. My mother called the next morning to find out how it went. Quite sure I'd found someone to help pay the rent. I said God must have been talking in his sleep when he told me she was the one for me. Must have been a pretty bad dream God was having when he told me that. I guess that you've all heard the rumor that a cellular phone will give you a tumor. But it's not the frequencies running through my head that does it. It's my mother screaming on the other side of it. Calling me constantly till I was 19.